Hi, Mike Hill from ProWrestling.com. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. I just wanted to drop back a couple questions where you're talking about intergender wrestling, if you don't mind. Brian Cage recently had just an incredible match with Tessa Blanchard. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but if people, a lot of people don't necessarily like intergender wrestling, or it's just not their thing, but I have a feeling that maybe it's just they haven't seen the right matches, perhaps, or the right stories being told. Is there anything in your career, or something that you've seen recently, that if someone were to bring that question up to you, sort of what direction would you point them in?
Well, I consider myself the OG in Brian Cage versus female wrestler. So, no, I actually didn't see the whole match. Tessa and Brian are very good friends of mine, so I spoke to both of them about it, and they were really excited about the reception they got from it. And of course, there's always going to be some people that don't like it, but, you know, if something doesn't make people uncomfortable, you know, then you're not doing something right. I feel like in the arts, you know, in performing arts and in visual arts and everything, you know. So I'm glad that they had such an amazing match, and of course they were going to have great chemistry. They're both such great workers and have so much passion for what they're doing. I mean, as far as like recently, I've been like, I haven't, that would probably be the most recent one that I could think of, but I mean, for me, like, even my match in season 3 versus Sami Callihan, you could really tell, Jeremiah Crane, you could really tell that we were just really going back and forth. There was no sort of one person dominating the other person. It was just two people that just wanted to win and had nothing else but that in their sight. So I think that that's what people have to really realize, is that, like I said before, we're two warriors, and I think that that's what Lucha Underground has really done as far as for intergender wrestling. Is I know it takes place in this crazy world where dragons blow fire and people die and come back to life, time travelers and all sorts of craziness, but they are putting us in a position to just be those two characters. For example, like in Mortal Kombat, you could be a girl and you could be a guy character, and they can both fight. No one has a problem with Wonder Woman taking on men. Do you know what I mean? No one ever looks at that and thinks that's fake, because it's a movie, you know? So when people look at Lucha Underground and complain about their dress wrestling, I'm like, this is a fantasy television series. And in wrestling, it's an art form. You know what I mean? So think outside the box, you know? Research some intergender wrestling. Try to find some people that are known for that. I mean, obviously, people like Joey Ryan have been wrestling intergender forever. Same with Candice LeRae. I've got tons of intergender matches. Tessa Blanchard has tons of intergender matches. There is tons of stuff out there for people to see and appreciate, and so they can realize that it's not a man beating up a woman or a woman beating up a man. It's two people fighting to win. So, I mean, it's 2018, people. Come on now. Like, when Catwoman fought Batman, no one cared. And now all of a sudden it's a problem. So, or they just feel uncomfortable about it. But really, we're just two warriors trying to win. So, that would be what I would say.
Hey, Ryan Dolman from thegorillaposition.com. Obviously, you've had a ton of success in Mexico, and I'm just wondering, how much do you enjoy the Lucha Libre style of wrestling, and how much do you think it will blend, or how much do you think it does blend with the American style?
I just was so, just so surrounded by it for so long, and I've been wrestling Lucha Libre style like 3 times longer than I was wrestling American style. I mean, I was only wrestling on the indies in America and Canada for like a year and a half before I moved to Mexico. So my style is heavily influenced by Lucha Libre because, you know, all of my coaches in Mexico were Lucha Libre legends, like El Apache, Silver King, El Hijo de Paraguayu, Conan, all these mentors that I had. So I'm really excited that now the Lucha Libre style has gained momentum and has become so popular, and that people are really becoming more interested in it, because it really wasn't like that 5 years ago. So it's interesting and cool to see even the wrestlers on the indies take Lucha Libre influences and put that in their matches and really try to think outside the box, outside of the norm. So it makes me really excited to see people get pumped up about Lucha Libre shows and about the culture and the masks and everything else. And, you know, Lucha Libre isn't just a fancy arm drag or a all those kind of things you think about when you think about a lucha style match. It's the costumes, it's the characters, the way the fans react to you. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about wrestling in Los Angeles. Just so many Lucha Libre fans, they react like fans in Mexico, and that's contagious. Do you know what I mean? It's amazing, and it makes my job so much more fun and easy. So it's really great to see, and I hope that it keeps growing, and that people are, people like Angelico, Jack Evans, and a lot of the Lucha Underground roster who have really created this hybrid style that you're seeing. I mean, think about Johnny Impact. He's brought a lot of that hybrid style to Impact itself, and I also try to incorporate all my little Lucha Libre touches within my matches, even though the style might be different, but that's what makes it cool, and that's what makes things have layers and isn't just what the normal thing that people would expect from an American style match. And I mean, I'm even seeing, all the X Division on Impact is doing so many Lucha inspired stuff, and all the dives that people are doing now and taking bigger risks, that's Lucha Libre. And so it makes me very happy that I not only came from that, but I'm now seeing it grow and really take on the world head on in the wrestling community. So